So, today, let's talk about how artificial intelligence is doing way more than just changing our tools. It's actually changing our teams, it's changing our careers, and maybe even how we think. We're starting to move away from seeing AI as just some machine and more as a collaborator. And you know what? That really changes everything. I mean, just let this quote from Anthropic's CEO Dario Amodei sink in for a second. 100 years of medical progress squeezed into a single decade. It's just staggering. And this incredible speed up, it isn't just happening in science. It's hitting finance, marketing, education. You can pick almost any field you can imagine. And that creates this massive sense of both urgency and, well, opportunity. So, this breakneck speed, it forces us to ask a whole new kind of question. It's not just what can AI do anymore. Now, it's what can we do with AI? And that right there, that requires a huge shift in our thinking. It's moving us toward a brand new kind of partnership. To really get a handle on this new partnership, we need to get our terms straight. So, on one side, you have artificial intelligence, right? And its goal is often to mimic or even replace human tasks. But on the other side, you've got this idea of augmented intelligence. And this is totally different. The goal here isn't replacement at all, it's enhancement. It's all about using AI as a force to amplify our own thinking and our own capabilities. You know, the calculator is the perfect way to think about this. It doesn't make a mathematician obsolete, right? No way. It just frees them up to focus on higher level problem solving. And that is the absolute core idea of augmented intelligence. The AI handles all the complex, repetitive, heavy lifting with the data, which lets the human professional focus on things like strategy, empathy, and wisdom. It's a collaborator, not a competitor. This new partnership is also creating some fascinating new roles. We all know about the AI specialist, the data scientist or the robotics engineer with that super deep, narrow expertise. But now we're seeing the rise of the AI generalist. Think of these people as translators. I mean, if you look at the table, you can see the contrast right there. While specialists give you that deep technical precision in one area, generalists bring this wide range of skills to apply AI across marketing, HR, operations, the whole shebang. They're the ones who bridge the gap between the tech teams and what the business actually needs. Okay, so if AI is becoming our partner and it's handling more and more of the technical stuff, well, that leads to a really critical question about our own careers, doesn't it? What skills are going to be the most valuable in this new human AI world? And this is the question that's on everybody's mind. If an AI can code better, analyze data faster, and even design things better than a lot of humans, where do we fit in? It's a real anxiety for sure, but the answer is actually incredibly empowering. Turns out the answer, and this is backed up by research from Harvard Business School, lies in the skills that are just uniquely human. As you can see here, we're talking about things like critical thinking, communication, leadership, and teamwork. These aren't skills that AI competes with. No, they're skills that AI complements. These are the new foundational skills for the age of AI. Now, the way these skills are all structured is pretty fascinating. Researchers call them nested skills. So imagine a tree. The foundational skills like critical thinking and communication, they form the big, strong trunk. And then the more specialized technical skills, well, those are the branches that grow out from it. And you just can't have strong branches without a solid trunk. And if you need proof of why that trunk is so critical, get this. That same research found that nearly 80% of the wage premium, that's the extra money you get paid for having a specialized skill, it actually depends on the strength of those underlying foundational skills. Your ability to think critically and communicate clearly is what makes your technical chops truly valuable. All right, so we have the right skills, but how do we build the systems and the workflows that actually use this human AI partnership safely and responsibly? We need some practical guardrails, and that means building in the human loop. This question from Carl Sagan's Contact just perfectly frames where we are right now. You could say humanity is kind of entering a technological adolescence. We've been handed this immense power, but we haven't quite proven we have the maturity to handle it. And building the human loop, well, that's a big test of that maturity. So one of the most important guardrails we can build is a concept called human in the loop, or HITL for short. Now, this isn't just about monitoring. It's a way of designing AI systems to strategically include human intervention. For all the routine decisions, the AI can just run on its own. But when it hits a high-stakes choice, it automatically pumps the brakes and escalates to a person for the final call. So how much stuff gets escalated?
Well, the target for a really sustainable Hitel system is somewhere between 10 to 15%. And that's the sweet spot. It makes sure that about 85 to 90% of tasks get handled with that autonomous efficiency we want, while the most critical decisions get human oversight without totally overwhelming the reviewers.
Okay, let's make this really concrete. Here's how one of these approval loops actually works. So, step 1, an AI flags a high-risk decision. Maybe it's a huge financial transaction where its confidence is a little low. Step 2, the system automatically pauses and escalates it, and it alerts a human reviewer with all the context they need. And finally, step 3, the human applies their judgment to make the final call, approve or deny. It's a simple but really powerful way to combine machine speed with human wisdom.
We've talked about skills and systems, but there's a much deeper layer to all this. If we look beyond the practical stuff, what does this powerful new technology ultimately reveal about, well, about us? And this really gets to the heart of it. We need to stop thinking of AI as just another tool, like a hammer or a spreadsheet. It's something much, much more profound. What does that even mean? Well, think about it. These large language models are trained on the vast sum of human knowledge, our art, our conversations, our data. They are a reflection of literally everything we have ever written, created, and shared. So, in a very real sense, AI is the hardwiring of our global collective mind. And that leaves us with one last, really provocative thought. If AI really is a mirror, what is it showing us about ourselves? It reflects our brilliance, our creativity, our compassion, but it can also reflect our biases, our fears, and our collective shadow. Maybe the greatest challenge of our technological adolescence isn't about controlling the machine, but really truly understanding ourselves.